Episode of Black Money Matters.
Black Money Matters.
I am one of your hosts, Jameca Patrick.
I'm Karen Weaver, and we're so excited. We have been waiting to do this.
I really appreciate it.
We are at Kama Bookstore.
On
Well, really,
location.
it's Bookstore and Social Hub,
Bookstore and Social Hub.
and we're here with Egypt Otis,
Hi,
owner of Kama Bookstore. Egypt, I've been waiting,
Thank you.
and really thank you for opening up
Oh,
the store
I
for
had to.
us, because this is just wonderful.
I had to.
And you know what? Black Money Matters. We're at a Black-owned bookstore
Right here in downtown Flint.
right here in downtown Flint. And so you need to be here.
Black female owned
That's right.
bookstore.
Thank you.
Right
And
here.
before we start talking about Black Girls Rock and Girl Power, let me just divert for a minute,
Okay.
digress for a minute. Did you all see the Super Bowl yesterday?
Yes.
I did.
That was some black man magic.
That
right
was
there.
some Black man magic right there. We had it's Black History Month. We had two Black quarterbacks first time.
Yeah.
First time.
And it was
I
a
felt
good
like a winner.
game.
It was a good game. You can't say anything
It
about
was a
either
good
one.
game.
So
Yeah.
it's just, and it's Valentine's Day.
Week.
Oh, it's a whole week dream that we
No,
celebrate.
I'm trying to think when this, when this airs, it will be Valentine's Day. Okay. You're right. I'm
And so since it's Black History Month,
like,
February 14th,
love
that's
that.
the date, it's Love Day, but it's the date that Frederick Douglass chose as his birthday.
Oh, I did not know
Because
that.
he was born a slave, he was not sure
Mm.
about his birth date, and his mother said something about calling him her special heart or something.
Oh,
And so
wow.
he picked February 14th as
Really?
the day to celebrate his birthday.
Hmm.
So that's just a little Black history fact. And while we know Black history is what? All year long.
365.
We like to spice it up in the month of February, and we're spicing it up here at Kama Bookstore. And I have some questions.
I got the answers.
I
I
just want to know, I mean, when did Kama open? How did you come up with this, and then tell us how you came up with the name?
It's a loaded question, but I'll try to piece it together and summarize it. So I've had a love for books for some time. I've been very transparent about my story and being a reluctant reader. I've never naturally gravitated toward reading. It's something that I found once I had this Black woman mentor who was very just pro-Black. Her name is, I don't know if you're familiar with her, but a lot of people are. Her name is Denise Allen.
Oh,
She came from similar circumstances as I had growing up, and she just represented and just embodied everything that I admired. And so she introduced me to different Black groups and books, and that's when my journey and love of reading first started. I
okay.
was very into like Black Panther Party, I still am. She was actually a former Black Panther Party member. I didn't know that about her.
I didn't.
And from that, I went to college. I went here to University of Michigan Flint, and I majored in political science,
Okay.
which is a very heavy reading focused program. So that again kind of catapulted me into just reading about different books. And I would oftentimes go visit small independent bookstores.
Okay.
Anytime I traveled anywhere, I would always go to a bookstore, a Black bookstore too in particular. And what I noticed too, because at that time I was working as a community organizer, that there was just these lack of spaces that was culture focused, Black focused, community focused. And I thought here in Flint, and I thought, what a wonderful idea to incorporate all of the things that I love as an individual, but also what's needed for my community into one space. COVID happened. I was working as a campaign director, lost my job. Dorian, my fiance, he's been very supportive of me since the beginning of my idea of wanting to open up a bookstore. I asked him, he said yes, and here we are. It'll be our third year open this year in October.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've been here 3 years strong.
And it has been strong.
Yeah,
Very.
we've
But
done a lot.
I want to know, how did you come up with the name Kama?
the name comma, we were trying to think of a cool name, something that kind of represented a little bit of what we are. You know, when you use a comma in a sentence, it's kind of just like you're naming a list of things.
Right.
And so we are a bookstore, but we're also a social hub, we're a community space, we're a place where you can get local art, we're a place where you can get local brands, you can get immersed in Black culture and music and entertainment. So we wanted to just come up with something that kind of represented all of those things.
Well, you did it.
And did it well.
You did it well. We're gonna have to walk around and just show people.
Oh, yes.
Because, you know, I wanna say, I'm sure so many people have been here, but there are a lot of people that probably haven't, and you need to come. You need to come by. You know what? Tell us where we're located. It's downtown Flint, but give people the address.
Absolutely. It's 132 West 2nd Street, Flint, Michigan, 48502. We're right here on the corner of 2nd Street and Buckham.
2nd Street and Buckham, you all need to come by. And the hours are?
Tuesday through Saturday, so we're open 1 to 6 on weekdays, 1 to 7 on weekends. But sometimes we got stuff going on, we're open later. For example, we have Art Walk, so every second Friday of the month is Art Walk. Sometimes people forget it's a year-round thing. It's not just the summer, and that's from 6 to 9.
And open.
And we're open. We're always doing something during Art Walk, but we're very busy, as y'all know. So if you ever wonder what we have going on, you can always follow our social media accounts, Comma Bookstore on Instagram, Comma Bookstore and Social Hub on Facebook, or you can go to our website, www.commabookstore.com.
You won't be disappointed, that's for sure. You will not be disappointed.
Cause we've been here for like, book reading. We were here when, there was an artist and Mama Soul, and they were having like a conversation about the book.
It's a Black poet.
Yeah,
Yep, that is right. That is right.
and like other just community events.
Yeah.
One Saturday, I remember coming, we came for the organizing, you had like an organizing.
Oh, yeah.
Community organizer.
Yeah, a training session. We're always trying to do something to meet the needs of the community, but also introduce literacy in a more culturally relevant way, because people, you know, technology kind of took away from the power, I think, of a book. So we try to incorporate and make it a little bit more cool, right?
Okay.
By incorporating music and entertainment and intertwining it with the books. And we found that to be really successful because, I mean, there's nothing more powerful than a book, in my opinion.
I love holding a
Personal,
book.
yes.
Especially when I'm on vacation. It's
Oh
like,
my
I gotta take a book with me because I'm gonna be
Yes.
sitting there and I wanna read something.
It's nothing
And
like
there's nothing like a book.
The smell of the page,
Yes.
it's just
And we have gotten away
flipping
from
of
it.
the.
we have,
We've gotten away from it.
but we're coming back. We're coming
Well, you're
back.
helping us come back.
Thank you.
You're helping us. And it is important, especially we're in Flint and we talk about the issues around our literacy rates.
Yes.
And so having a place like this to come to is just so important. But we're talking about some Black girl magic.
Black girl, and let's get on your Black girl magic.
Oh,
Okay, where are you gonna jump to
I'm
first?
going to,
I know
I
where
was
you're
sitting
going.
at home watching TV. So I have this thing about our girls. Our girls are watching, they're watching us, they're looking at us, they're deciding who they can be based on who we show them that they can be. And I'm sitting home, actually I was like laying across the bed with my granddaughter, with one of my granddaughters, and we're watching TV. I believe we were watching Hulu. And then across the screen comes the MasterCard commercial. And it was shot right here,
It
right?
was shot here.
And we see you, and it's the Wakanda Forever commercial, and you're there, and
It was so beautiful.
it was so
was.
beautiful, and I'm
It was
like
just,
jumping up and trying to explain to her who you are, you know, how beautiful that is. So can you tell us about the commercial and?
I absolutely can. I still have it's still kind of just mind blowing to me, but it kind of puts things in perspective because I think oftentimes in Flint, we don't see things of that level happening. And then, you know, when it does
Positive
happen,
things happening.
yes, positive self-images.
Exactly.
It's very important. So I was really happy to represent my city first and foremost, because we have a lot of talented people
You
here,
do.
especially Black women. I mean, we are so dynamic. So it was really cool to kind of show what's possible.
Yes.
But as far as the how the commercial came to be, I was part of the MasterCard Strivers Initiative. So they support Black women entrepreneurs and Black women businesses and provide us with a platform so that they can give us more financial support and visibility.
Okay.
I had a partnership with them last year, and they remembered me and thought I would be a great fit for this
Wow.
commercial, which I was also very happy about because there's not a lot of representation in independent bookstores in general, and also just various different types of occupations and businesses that Black women have. And it's really important that we show the versatility of us because we're not a monolith for one.
Right.
You know, we could be in tech, you know,
Right.
we could be hairdressers, we could be,
Artists.
artists. So it's so important that we have that platform to showcase it and support us. But I was part of the Black Panther Wakanda Forever commercial. And it was just, that movie is, like a cultural
Yes.
touchstone to Black
Yes.
people. It is so
Yes.
iconic.
Mhm.
When I first saw it, I was like, they showed me the script and I was scrolling through because I had to do a reading for it. I'm like, wait, hold on. This is not what I think it is. And it was. So I was very nervous, but I was so excited. And
You should be.
many people don't know. So when they came into the bookstore, they gave us a beautiful makeover, which I'm so grateful for. But we were also able to partner and collaborate with other Black-owned local businesses.
Okay.
So they asked me and Doran, do you know a electrician? You know what? I absolutely do know an electrician.
Okay.
Brother Jaleel has, and he's an electrician, he has his own company. We were able to partner with the barbershop next door. We were able to partner with Tony Vu, with the social club, Flint Social Club. He had someone Black man come in and cook for the whole team and the whole staff. So I was thinking more on the lines too, like I want to partner with my people. I want to get back to my community.
You go back to really having that conversation. That's why we were talking about Black women.
Yes.
Because we don't turn our dollars over in our community
Absolutely.
locally with our
Absolutely.
people. And that's something we need to be much more intentional about.
Yes.
And and really that was why we started this, because it just was not happening. And so when you have those kinds of opportunities, and that's what happened.
Yes.
And that's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, because I think that everyone should see the commercial, especially if you are or have a Black woman or a Black girl in your life.
They showed it during the Grammys too.
They did show it.
Yes, they did. Because I said, all right. It was exciting. I mean, those are the kinds of things we need. And we should celebrate. And we just need to celebrate those kinds of things.
Well, do you know how, if someone wanted to Google it or YouTube it?
Yeah, all you have to do is Google MasterCard, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever commercial, and it comes right up.
You all should, if you have not seen
Google
that.
it. Show your
please
girls.
do.
Show your girls.
Okay,
And then
so
bring them to Kama and
can
then
you put that in
invite
the chat, Nikki? What say, they should just go where, to MasterCard?
I don't think we have.
You
to
can
check.
actually, you can either go on the MasterCard website and they have it on there, or you can go on YouTube and just put in the search engine, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, MasterCard.
Okay.
Well, and you know what, and so I knew you were gonna bring that part up, but when we were talking about just being a Black female entrepreneur, and you've had success here, but it was a hard road.
It was a hard
So can you talk a little bit about that and the challenges that you faced and how you overcame that? I think that's important for people to know.
I think one of the most significant challenges is being a business owner, but not even just being a business owner, but also living in a city that's still transitioning and going through changes, is that we have to work, so much harder than other businesses in larger cities with high traffic volume. So
Yeah, that's true.
we have we're kind of like every man for themselves, to be honest with you here. And people assume because you're located downtown that you just, it's bustling,
Right.
hustling, you have all these people coming in. And the reality is that is not the case. So we are very creative on how we can kind of get comma out in different places just to gravitate and reach more people. Sometimes we table events and collaborate and partner with different people and organizations just so that we can sometimes make ends meet. And also just as a bookstore, I mean, books, are not really profitable like that.
Yeah.
So I am very fortunate though to have relationships with organizations and even the Flint Community Schools who purchase all of their books and stuff from me, the University of Michigan. So I'm really happy to have those relationships, but it's still, we can't just open our doors and say we're open and that's it.
Right.
And people can come in and buy from us and we'll sustain. It's just, we don't have that infrastructure yet. I think we definitely will, but as of right now, we kind of just, we got to do what we have to do.
Right.
And I think also just as a Black woman, I mean, I've experienced things that are very political because, and it's funny because I talk to Dorian all the time. I left politics only to kind of get drugged right back into it. So you have to be very conscious and aware of how political operating and owning your business is. And then as a Black woman, people always seem to kind of minimize you, like you don't really know what you're doing.
Right.
You're not really that important. They always feel the need to kind of just keep you down, So I've had to maneuver through that, different situations like that. But, I feel like now as we're entering into our third year, I feel like I've learned so much. And I know exactly what I need to do in situations like that.
That's good. And you can be a role model and a mentor for other women.
Thank you.
Of all ages, really, because you never know when somebody's going to start a business.
You're right about that.
And what you can help them and guide them and teach them. So I think that's really important. I don't remember, a Black bookstore. And is that what it is?
It is a Black bookstore.
All right.
Yeah. We're very Black focused.
And I'm going to walk around, I'm going to show people because you do some amazing things here. I think about it. Okay, so next month, what is it? I wrote this down because I didn't want to forget. Because next month is March. It's Women's Month, but it's Reading Month.
Yep.
It's also Reading Month.
Yes, it is.
And so I know you all be doing something.
Oh, we're always doing
You're
something.
always doing. I know. I feel like I miss out on so much. I see it happen. I'm like, okay, that's why I had to sign up for these alerts because I'm not good at checking. And I'm like, how did I miss that? But you all are always
Yes, we're always doing
doing
something.
something. But I like it because it is a way to expose people to books and to reading and to learning more, and it's in a comfort zone. And that's what you need, especially if it's something that you're not real comfortable with.
Yes.
But can we walk around?
Please do.
Can I ask one more question before we do?
Yes, you may.
Jacob,
Oh.
Go ahead, that's right.
how you went on the Jameca
I
Hudson
did.
show.
I
Yes,
know,
that's
it's
right.
so
We
crazy.
can't not talk about
It's
that.
so crazy.
How was that? Tell us about that experience.
Oh, my goodness.
I just really want our viewers, and again, especially those who have daughters or who are daughters, to know that, we can go national.
We can definitely go national and for positive and good reasons. I was very nervous. So when I spoke to their team, their production team, they told me, oh yeah, we want you to go on the show. And I was like, what? This cannot be real. It's just, it was really hard being in that moment because it just felt very unreal to me. You see people on TV and you're just like, I don't know, how does that even happen?
Right.
But Drip from Hudson, for one, is just spectacular. Just very beautiful soul, very sincere, very down to earth, very talented, just all around very kind. And I was on there to talk about my business, talk a little bit about Flint, what we got going on. And again, it was really important to me because I understand those moments. I don't want to be really selfish. And I want to highlight the things that we have going on in Flint because to be honest with you, we have a wonderful opportunity here in the city
Right.
to, it's funny, when I was doing the commercial, they said this would be actually a great city to do commercials in because it's not as busy as
Mhm.
larger areas.
Right.
And I'm like, man, people don't,
It
it would
was-
be nice to see that transition in the community so that we can take advantage of things like that because we have so many things going on here as far as up and coming businesses. We have a
Mhm.
lot of Black businesses.
Right.
Just
Just
here on
around,
Black.
right.
We call this Black Buckham right over here
Mhm, okay.
anyways. But I was able to highlight different businesses and people and just the community in general on that show. I talked a little bit about how Flint's going through this renaissance period, which I truly believe that we are. And it was just nice to represent bookstores in general because I'm the only Black-owned bookstore in Flint and Genesee County.
Mhm.
And there's not many of us out there, so it was just a really cool opportunity to be on there and showcase that.
And it was very cool to see you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, but before we get up and show people, we have something here.
I
What is
totally
that?
forgot about that. So it's not exactly the truest representation of what it's going to look like, but for Valentine's Day tomorrow, right?
Yes.
We have Blind Date with the book. So I have it wrapped up. And so you can't see the cover, but you're gonna get information about what exactly it's about, like the general theme. And they're all Black women authors. So this book in particular, it says Black women author, trauma-informed, healing focused. It's gonna be nicely decorated with a cool sticker. And it'll be an interesting read. You'll fall in love with it as soon as you open up the cover. And that promotion is going to go on tomorrow in store from 1 to 6 p.m. or online. You can always order from us. We deliver everywhere.
So when this airs, it'll air on Valentine's Day at 5 p.m. So, but what we can do is in our
Okay.
we can tell people, we can start telling people
Okay.
today.
Okay.
And so if you could let us know, and I know by the time you guys see this portion of the segment, you better run on down, because you'll have an hour.
Okay.
But can you tell us how, do people just walk in or do they need to pre-register?
No, they can just walk. I'll just have some ready for them.
Okay.
It's limited books available. Yeah.
So if they want one, they better.
It's first come, first serve.
All right, you heard it. First come, first serve. Let's walk around because I don't think, if you haven't been here, you need to be here and just see.
So many things, cool t-shirts, all right, we'll see.
Yes.
I know.
Let me turn some.
Here we go. Here. And the way it's explained too, it makes you want everything.
So everything here, it's organic. No, it's not cut with any alcohol, and they're amazing scents. He has things from cologne oils, spirit bombs, washes, brushes, and also some cool apparel. Most of the apparel that we have is what I would consider conscious. So when you come here, you're gonna leave learning something. So whether it's a book, or whether it's a t-shirt, it's something that's gonna be rooted in culture. We also have, this is like my adopted daughter is what I call her. Hey, Letitia Boo. She's gonna be watching this. She's actually an HBCU student here from Flint. She
Okay.
goes to Spelman.
Okay.
And she has, yep, she did it. She has her own brand called Moshe. She actually started this while she was in high school.
Okay.
She makes this herself. It's a body butter. And make sure you go ahead and you support her. This is also going to be available on our website as well, but they come in a variety of scents. We have some candles that are poured. These are locally poured as well by a Black woman. And this is Ashley Hamilton, who is an HBCU grad. She's actually what is she? She works for the embassy. I hope I'm not saying that wrong. She lives in another country. I can't a diplomat. Thank you very much. But she also is a businesswoman, and she has vegan nail polish. Her name's Ashley Hamilton, and her brand is called Prism, which we carry. So that's that area. I mean, you know, we try to support as much as we can with different people.
Wow.
And just different types of books.
I mean, just,
And
and there's, I did too.
That's y'all.
I mean, yeah, right, so can you talk about these statues? They're so gorgeous.
Oh my, so our friend,
You don't want people to come.
listen, she's like, these are reserved to you guys, so.
Those are so nice.
So this whole table is actually, these are Kenyan handmade products. So our really good friend, family friend, his name is Darnell Ishmael, a wonderful person. He oftentimes visits Kenya, stays for some time. He does micro missions and he supports local makers and entrepreneurs in Kenya. So everything that you see is handmade. We actually have a sign of some of the people here who made the products, just so you can, you know, it's kind of cool to see this
Right,
story.
that's right.
Yeah, so we have everything from art, which is on sale. I don't know if this one's not for sale or not, we'll see. We have some handmade bags, jewelry. I mean, you know, it's really cool to have a piece of Africa right here.
Yeah,
I
it
did
is.
those
It is.
necklaces too. I just,
What are these? Are they like?
I said they were Morocco.
Look, whatever you want. Oh, they are. Why did I?
Because who do you think invented?
There you go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All of the art. So all of the art in here, they're Flint artists. We sell the art, so it's all available for purchase. So if you don't
It's
have,
a beautiful art.
it really is.
I mean, it's beautiful.
And if you don't have the wall space to carry art, we also have prints available of most of the stuff that's on the walls. So my favorite parts is our mural. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you can come in. We also carry Sister Girls. We have Sister Girl products. Interested in greeting cards and some of our other cool stuff. We carry all of our stuff here too.
And I'll tell you what I think is exciting. Because I was telling you, when I came in, I said, when I was a child, I could always get my mother to say yes. If I said, can we go to the bookstore? There was one called Read More, it was in Saginaw Street.
Oh, wow.
And, you have books.
Oh, yes, we have
They're
money.
really good. Look at this.
And I really love children's books. It's something, the illustrations that tell the story, to me, it's so special. I always feel like I'm learning something in the process of reading a kid's book. We also carry a lot of local books too. So we have Latasha Paris, who's my best friend and sister, and best-selling author.
All right.
Caroline
All right.
Myers, Caroline Pine. I mean, she really is a best-selling. She's known all over the world, not just the country. We also carry Girls for Medicine. This is a newly local book, along with Zora's Garden. She's from Black woman from Birchmont.
Okay.
I think that's where she's from. But she is a Zora Neale Hurston scholar, and she wrote a book called Zora's Garden. We always have to support our sisters.
That's right.
You know, tons of talent in this down here.
Tons of talent. Tons of talent. And then you carry, these are local people.
These are local people. So this is in-house comic brand. We also carry Flint United. Kevin Hayes is the owner of that basketball team. If you haven't purchased any of his tickets or attended a game, you really need to. So he carries his jerseys here. We also have Alex Dave, aka Antoine. He has his For Culture shirt. So we always carry his brand here. His brand is always in store and available here.
And then you have some more art.
And we have more art.
You have more, I mean, and art back there, I mean, it's just
It goes.
every look that you go to.
We have
it's something beautiful.
We take advantage of every space available to us.
But you make it inviting, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It's not cluttered, it's
Right,
not
at all.
beautiful.
It's beautifully displayed. I mean, I'm looking at this. I mean, just everywhere you
And
go.
we have a little bit for everybody. I think that representation is really important. I was recently asked, like, what's your favorite type of art in here? And to be honest with you, I don't necessarily have one because there's some art that may not necessarily be for me, but it could be for somebody else. So every time somebody comes in, I always think about, okay, who exactly could benefit from this? Or are we missing a community that isn't being represented yet on these walls? So it's really important to me to make sure that there's something for everybody.
And there's, because you know what I've seen people of all ages,
Oh my
from
goodness.
kids
Yes.
to seniors and everything in between.
Absolutely.
And so that's what's so nice is, you know, you can have things for everybody. And I've seen everybody feel comfortable. And you know what, even, and it's a Black bookstore, but I've seen
Yes,
everybody
Black
in here.
history is for everybody.
Everybody,
You know?
because it's everybody's history.
Black history is for everybody.
At least they need to know that. They need to know that. What would you tell somebody? What words of encouragement or advice would you tell someone starting out?
I would say, for one, make sure that it is coming from within. And it's, your intentions are in the right place, because sometimes I think people will try to do something that isn't necessarily close to them, or it is that is coming from a place of genuine interest. So for one, I would say, make sure that when you are pursuing a business, that it makes sense, that it's authentic, that it is coming from a place of passion and drive. Because if that happens, then you're going to win. And the other piece of advice that I would give is to do as much research as you possibly can about the logistics. And that's even like something that I wasn't too familiar with. And that's kind of where I had to learn a lot from my mistakes that I made. So the first thing I would do is, you know, if you want to be a full-time business owner, which is very hard to accomplish, and I only most recently started doing this full-time, is through continuing to educate yourself about what it means to actually operate a business, like tracking inventory, having business insurance, paying yourself and being able to document that pay and show it as a proof of payment, because you don't want to have a business and be poor. Or have nothing to show for it. You know, healthcare, having an accountant, all of those like foundational things to legitimize your business. That's why a lot of Black businesses never expand and never grow, unfortunately, because we don't really get the resources and the information, the education to show us how. So,
but you also have been responsible, and we talked about it once, but I think we need to touch on it again. You've been very responsible and intentional about bringing other Black businesses and supporting them. When you did the commercial, you know, bringing in Black businesses and turning that dollar over in our community. And that's what we need to make sure we're doing, because we just don't do it enough. And because I remember us talking about how, what was it, 0 to 1 time?
0 to 1 time, that our Black dollars turning over in our community, 0 to 1 time. And in other communities, that's upward of like 20 times before that dollar leaves their community.
And so, being intentional about that is important. You know, Bill talks about that all the time. It's what we need to do in turning the dollar over in our community and supporting each other.
And we're such big consumers. Black people are such big consumers that if we were intentional about shopping Black, we could make each other rich.
and starting our own businesses. Ownership is so important. You know, that's where the real money lies, to be honest with you, is through ownership. And that's something that I've learned through my journey as well, because, you know, I have a vision that I'm still working through. This isn't it for me, but I would love to see more Black businesses who own like toilet paper companies. You know, I would love to see, just like necessities. I mean, honestly, we don't really see that often, and that's where most of our dollars go to survive. So, but I also understand that the system isn't always designed for that.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
that's another conversation.
That's another conversation. But someday we are going to talk about Black money matters, because that's what we want is generational wealth. And talking about building those kinds of things.
That's it.
So But it does just, I come in here and I get excited.
Even the smell, when you walk in,
It's
come
the incense.
have
Yeah.
a smell.
Oh, okay, now, there's some incense right there, you all better come get some.
It's very calming.
Mhm. And it makes you, I mean, it makes you sit down. I want to. You have incense, you have sage, what's that? Oils.
Earrings.
Come on now.
Earrings.
All the smoke.
I know, you know what, I bought some earrings here.
Oh,
For
you
somebody.
You did.
And I did give them to her, but it was hard.
It
was-
like,
It was hard, I wanted to keep them. I wanted to keep them for myself. But I love coming in here.
Thank
I
you.
thought, I don't know, just
I appreciate
things,
that.
just things, and you all need to come.
Yeah.
You do.
Because when you have a bookstore, when you have any Black business that's supporting us and informing us and giving us a safe place to go and a comfortable place to go and a fun place to go, and all those things can happen in one place.
And I also too just want to say too, just on my it's Black history, Black culture, Black stories are all oftentimes politicized. I mean, we see so much with critical race theory. We see a lot with book bans, which are primarily Black focused, BIPOC focused. I mean, here we can't even major in our own city in African studies anymore. And we have book bans here in Genesee County. So I always see bookstores as being those alternative institutions of learning so that you can get that Black history, you can get that Black education, because pretty soon you're not gonna really get it anywhere.
Right.
So it's
It'll be
super
washed
important.
down and everyone
Yes.
else telling our narrative.
Absolutely, or
The
just
way that they want us to.
censoring it,
Right.
erasing it. It happens every single day here, and we're a primarily Black city.
Right.
So it's really crucial and important because I do this not for my own vanity or for my own personal self-interest. I do it because it's needed, because
There you
I
go.
care about my city, I care about my people, my community. So at the same time, you have to patron my business in order to continue it being open so we can provide those things for you.
Please.
So,
Please.
I urge it.
Common bookstore.
Thank
Tell
you.
us where we're located again.
132 West 2nd Street, Flint, Michigan,
That's right.
4502, corner of Buckham and 2nd Street. Jesus.
And what's your hours of operation again?
1 to 6, Tuesday through Thursday, and 1 to 7, Friday and Saturday, unless we have an event.
And because they will be open at nighttime.
Oh, we will.
They will be open when there are events going on.
Yep,
They're open.
yep.
And before we stop, there's that mural.
There's
That is beautiful.
Yep, so local author Polly Everett, hey Polly, he did this mural right before we opened.
Wow.
And I told him, a little bit of what the store was going to be about, because at that time, we didn't really have anything. And he pretty much just did it just off of his own imagination and creativity. And it hit the nail on the head.
It hit the nail on the head. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah, people love that mural. We have tons of seniors and stuff who come in and take pictures for their high school.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's
that would be a good,
Right, right.
that would
Yeah,
be
they
a good
do.
place
All the
to.
time.
I want to take a picture in front of it when we finish.
I'm just like, yeah. Thank you.
So we're gonna finish up, but we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back because there's so much going on here. You can't highlight it all in one thing.
Oh man, I have
You really can't.
Yeah, I can go on and on about conversations.
But no, that's good, and I just wanna say thank you for opening up.
Thank you.
Because this is, if you don't know about COM, it's a treasure, it's a gem in our community. And people need to know about it. You need to come here, you need to support, and just be a part of what's going on. Because you give us things to do. I mean, really, and you give us great things to do.
Thank you.
And I told you, I said, I came one night, it was art walk, and the DJ was up
Oh,
there,
yeah.
it was food, it was fun.
Hey Joe.
See?
Acrobatic.
I mean, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's that place to be.
Thank you so
For more
much.
than
I
one
really
reason.
appreciate the platform.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and 810, 810 News Media, thank you, thank you. And we will be bringing you more episodes like this, and we are coming back. We are coming back. So keep us in the loop, let us know when we need to highlight, if there's anything we need to highlight.
That we should be,
Right, let us know.
or we should send the.
Oh, I will.
Right.
team.
I will.
Right,
I have
we
email.
sure will, so,
Thank you so much.
yes.
And thank you guys for joining us on this episode of
Black Money
Black
Matters.
Money
That's
Matters.
right. See you next time.
Happy